Hi guys, it's SJ, welcome back to my channel, or if we're new, I'm SJ, I'm a mum of 3. This time last year I had just started the Cambridge weight plan. I wanted to lose a stone by the 22nd of December, which is my daughter's birthday. It was her first birthday, she's my 3rd baby. And I went on to actually lose that stone, which was amazing, and then another 3 stone by May. So I lost 4 stone in around 5 months, super duper fast. Yeah, doing the Cambridge weight plan. And I've made a few videos about it, pretty much like 1 per stone type of thing, just telling you how I was getting on and how I was feeling about my weight loss, because it was a very emotional thing, as I'm sure you understand. And then yeah, I've just managed to maintain that weight loss now. Loads of people were asking me, you know, could you make a video about what I'm doing to maintain my weight loss? And I kept saying, yeah, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And to be honest, I got a bit like anxious about it, not because I was worried about maintaining my weight. It was just that I wanted to have maintained the weight for a decent chunk of time. I didn't feel like it was worth saying after 6, 8, even 10 weeks, oh yeah, I'm maintaining my weight loss, because that's quite a short amount of time in terms of the time it takes to lose the weight as well. And one of the biggest fears people have about this type of diet, because it's a meal replacement plan, is how are you going to maintain it? Surely once you start introducing regular foods again, you're going to put your weight back on. Lots of people asked me that as a concern, or lots of people were like, I know a friend who did this, she put it all back on again. So I believed in myself that I wouldn't. I didn't think I would put on 4 stone again. You know, that is a lot of weight, and it was, in my mind, baby weight as well. But I didn't know how I would react to introducing real food, and I know I can't eat meal replacement plans forever. So now I have maintained the exact same weight that I was in May, which is 8 stone 4. It is now December and I'm still at 8 stone 4, and my diet has really changed. So I'm going to just chat you through what I'm doing now to maintain the weight and how I'm feeling about everything, and some new changes that I have started to make as well. If you're new to my channel, you can watch all my previous weight loss videos linked below. If you are interested in weight loss, if this is going to be something you're starting on, like, I'm always here to chat, and I know how it feels, if you know what I mean. So you can always hit subscribe and chat to me in the comments below, or on Instagram. I'm always there. So yeah, starting and choosing a diet is funny, and actually choosing to do the Cambridge weight plan is what I thought of as a quick fix. I was desperate to lose this stone before my daughter's first birthday. I sort of was living this thing where I was just talking meanly to myself all the time about my weight, and I felt it, like I felt almost like I was just wearing this weight, you know, the weight on my mind was bigger even than the weight on my body. But I just used to do that thing where I'd sit in the bath and like stick my stomach above the water and think, I just wish that was just all gone now. Like, it just felt like it was weighing me down mentally even more than physically. I must have thought about my weight nearly all day, every day, negatively, and that's just horrible. Like, now I literally genuinely don't think about my weight at all. Like, I hardly think about it, which is probably why I find it hard to talk about as well, because it's gone. And that for me is just like, if you'd have told me that a year ago, that would have been the biggest goal to work towards, is to not talk badly to myself about my weight, like, and not have it on my mind all the time. Like, you know, we just went to Florida on holiday, and we would come in from the pool and I would just be making lunch and realise I'm just in like a swimming costume, which for me before would have been unthinkable. So I feel like I've freed my mind up of like 80% of its anxiety from losing the weight. The first stone, yeah, it was a quick fix, and I lost it and I felt amazing, I achieved it. And then it was Christmas time and I had a week off over Christmas, but I'd already learned to change my eating habits. So if there was a box of chocolates being passed around before, I would have just had as many as I liked because it's Christmas and I would have liked a lot. Whereas I would have one and think, that tasted really yum. You know, I just sort of had already managed to retrain myself. I'd noticed all my bad habits, and that's a big thing of any diet you go on, isn't it? Just knowing that to get that weight, you are working, eating to maintain that weight, and small changes can make such a big difference, because you're just stopping the snacking, eating off the kids' plate, overeating. For me, it was portion sizes, not unhealthy food, just a lot of food. So that was sort of something that had really already changed. Then it got to January and I didn't know if I was going to continue doing it, to be honest. I didn't think I was. I originally thought of it as a kickstart to just a healthier way of eating, but they had a 60-day challenge and I decided to give that a go. A friend of mine wanted to start the weight plan, so we kind of thought, oh yeah, I'll do it for another month with her. And then a load of you guys were like, oh, I'm going to do it. So it felt really great. And then getting to 2 stone, I felt like a new woman. I felt like a different person. I suddenly felt really like I could walk into a room, and not that I ever walked into a room and felt unhappy or that I looked bad, because I always wore nice clothes, always had my hair nice, I always did my makeup and stuff. But that was the analogy I thought of. It was the feeling of, you know, when you're like, if you go out without makeup on and you haven't brushed your hair, you still have a nice day out, but the difference when you make that effort and you've done your hair and done your makeup, the difference in yourself, like you hold yourself a bit better, you feel a bit smilier. I do. And that was how I felt. It was like shedding this away, and anyone can feel like that. Anyone can feel so much better about themselves, you know, like it is just that little difference, and that mental difference it makes when your hair's been done a bit nicer, or you've got a nice lipstick on. That was for me, every pound, every half a stone, every stone was just like making myself more and more and more confident. I got to 3 stone around my birthday and felt free. That's the only way I can say it. Like, I remember going into the changing rooms and buying a size 10 dress, and I felt like punching the air and being like, you've done it, done something amazing for yourself. And then I carried on the diet because I genuinely was enjoying the way of eating so much. It simplified my life so much, doing the product plans, and I'll link below the video about everything I was eating. I was enjoying my meals in the evening. I had so much more energy, I was drinking all the water, I felt like I was taking care of myself, and I felt really good. So I just continued for that reason. I wasn't even aiming for the 4 stone. So it took me 2 more months of just kind of gradually doing this. Slowed down a lot because I was within a good BMI for myself then. And I got to, for my wedding anniversary, my 10-year wedding anniversary, I was the weight I was on my wedding day, which was 8 stone 4. And this weight just really settles on me. Some people are like, it's quite a low weight. And it is a small weight, but it's weirdly, it was always my weight before I had children. I was 8 stone 4 for absolutely ages. And my bust, which was the thing I hated about myself the most, and it's the thing that most people in real life are like, oh my god, where have your boobs gone? Because my boobs are always huge. It's gone back to a 34B. Like, from like, I think I was like an eye, like, you know, they were huge after children, and it was one part of my body that I hated. I just felt so uncomfortable with them. My back, they were literally huge, and yeah, and it's just weird. Like, it's like my body has just gone back into a size that suits me. The bra size is exactly the same, the clothes size, I'm a size 8. Over summer then I started to feel like I was getting a little bit thin. Like, if I look back on the videos as well now, and I recognise it in myself, I was more like a 6 than an 8, and sometimes I just felt a little bit too thin. Because it was summer as well, and you're more and more active and stuff like that. So I thought, yeah, it's time for me to start introducing more meals. And then it was just really tough. And if you've done this type of diet, you'll know it's really tough, because there's certain things that kind of make you feel like you're going to lose your control again. So for some people, it's the Cambridge bars, because they have lots of chocolate bars and things like that. And some people I've spoken to do the plan, like, if I have a bar, it makes my sweet tooth go mad and I just want to eat loads of chocolate. Whereas for me, it was introducing more real food. My appetite came back with a bang, and the bigger portions. So they recommend on step 3 to have a bigger meal, and then also a salad lunch, and then a bigger evening meal. But for me, that was just, I'd worked so hard to be able to eat these portions, which is like a 200 calorie portion and no carbs, and I was really full and enjoying that meal, that adding more to it, then I started to want to eat more and more, and my portion could get out of control. So the quite good thing about the Cambridge weight plan, and any diet, I guess, but the Cambridge weight plan particularly, that you have one-to-one support. So they've actually rebranded now, and they're called the one-to-one diet. So if you are interested in doing it, I'm going to chat for literally a couple of minutes at the end, because I know some of you might not want to know about that, but about the products and stuff like that. So I could talk with my consultant, who is my mum, who is Cambridge weight plan consultant in the Gloucestershire area, Swindon as well, I think she does now, so I'll pop that below. You can always talk to her. And we decided that because I was struggling with the extra larger, we had my own little personalised plan and discussion with her, where I have a smaller lunch and then keep the smaller dinner, and that was better for me. And then I just didn't want to talk so much about it, because I kept forgetting that lunch. Like, I kept forgetting it, I kept skipping it. I found it really hard to get back up again, and then I would have the meals, and then I just sort of found that I started eating a bit erratically. erratically again. And it was just hard to find something that like, okay, this is how I'm going to maintain my weight long term. So that's why I sort of didn't talk about it for a little while, because I was a bit like, oh, this is sort of not really settling very easily. So it's taken me a few months to work out, but the last 2-3 months I would say I've eaten pretty much the same, which is my Cambridge Weight Plan porridge in the morning, or my 1-to-1 diet porridge. The best thing for me with that is that it makes me eat in the morning, whereas I didn't before. I would rush out the door without anything. I have the bar as a snack, and I have 1 snack a day, and it's always a Cambridge Weight Plan bar. Sometimes I have 2 if I'm super hungry. So lately I've been having 2 because I've had a bit of a cold and I've been a bit more hungry. But that's brilliant, because that stops me reaching for anything else. And my thing as a mum of 3 is often being at soft plays or play dates. There's lots of biscuits and cakes around. If you're at work at your desk, there's probably that sort of situation going on as well. And I was grabbing for that, and no more. Like, I can't even remember I haven't done that for a year. I haven't had a slice of cake for a year, and I haven't missed it because I love the Cambridge products so much. They genuinely are delish. So that is a huge thing for me. Even if you just had a Cambridge Weight Plan bar instead of your snacks, I'm sure you would see the benefits of that. And then I have a normal size lunch. So today I just had some tofu with spinach and some lentils, which is what I would have as an evening meal before, and I have the same in the evening. My appetite isn't always huge, so I've had that lunch now, and I don't know how much I'll be hungry again in the evening, because my appetite has been a lot suppressed through doing this type of diet for a year, which I'm happy about. Like, it doesn't mean I don't eat, doesn't mean I don't like fancy my food. And then I've also introduced like treats. I don't really call them treats, but like meals, special meals. So one time recently, a few weeks ago, we went out for a Sunday roast, which we haven't done again in like a year. And we went to the pub, and we took the kids' homework, and we took their books. And it was one of those days which we never do as parents, but the kids have kind of got to the age where they're nearly 2 and they're 5 and they're 8, where we just kind of literally, we took the laptop and we just sat there all afternoon. And then we had this really lovely roast dinner, and I enjoyed it so much, like so much. And I thought, brilliant, like I can do that now and again, you know. Like sometimes on a Friday I'll have a pizza's my thing, like, and it just feels like, you know, I think that when you're maintaining your weight as well, there's something to be said for really going, I'm going to have that and I'm going to super enjoy it and savour it, and knowing that I can do that. But then that's some reason it doesn't translate. I don't want that every single Sunday, I don't want that every single night. I'm able to just kind of go, yummy, really enjoyed myself. Most nights I think is, am I going to have a better evening because I've eaten a pizza? I genuinely won't. I'll just go to bed at the same time. Nothing better is going to happen in my life. I'll just feel groggier and grosser in myself when I wake up in the morning. So I actually find it quite easy to mentally just say, is this going to make my evening better? Is this going to make this moment better? And if the answer is no, and it always is no with food, then don't go for it. Or like go, oh, actually, you know, someone's birthday, I will have 1 mouthful of the birthday cake. I'm not going to have a slice. Like, I can do that now. I can kind of do that, which has really been good for me. And I've also just got some new habits in place to help me maintain that are very different from when I was losing. When I was losing, there was that buzz every week of that thing that keeps you going, which is the loss. And it feels amazing fitting into different type of clothes. You know, that feeling that kept me going. And I always weighed on a Saturday because it kept me motivated on the Friday night, had the good news on the Saturday, and I stayed motivated for the Saturday night because I was like, oh no, I'm not going to ruin this now. And then what I started to do now is weigh myself every day to really keep an eye on the fluctuation. So really I stick around 8 stone 4 pretty much exactly, but sometimes it will go up a pound, sometimes it will go down a pound. I think that's very much to do with water I'm drinking and things like that, and the time of the month and all that stuff. But I'm amazed. I'm actually so surprised. It just seems to have worked and stayed at that. I think that's because of the habits I've learned and the good habits I've put in place, I guess, when it comes to my diet. I also just keep really busy. Like, I've got 2 children in school now, and my baby is still at home, and I'm out a lot of the time because I eat when I'm bored. And I notice if I'm at home a lot, the fridge is there, and I'm a picker. So yeah, that's been the last few months maintaining. And you know, genuinely a year ago, after 1 stone weight loss, if I'd have seen myself a year on, having lost the 4 stone, having maintained it, being able to eat in a really lovely way that I don't feel deprived at all. I never saw the diet as a deprivation. I always saw it as the biggest treat for myself that I was ever going to make. You know, I've done the photo shoot with them. I felt amazing. I feel like this year I've really staggered myself with achieving the weight loss, and the transformation in the way I look, to me, is massive. like, you know, and that's all that matters. You know, my friends don't give a crap, to be honest. My husband loves me just as much. It's just me. Like, it's just how I feel about myself, and that comes across, and all the voices in my head now are gone. Like, oh yeah, it's so liberating. So I was just you, I was just forced and heavier. I just did the diet. I didn't set out to change my life and transform things. I just put one day in front of another, and all the little choices just stack up. So yes, I will do the haul in a separate video because I've been talking forever. Thank you for all the support, guys, and I'm always here for you. Anyone who's feeling bad about your weight, I'm always, always, always here for you. So you can comment below, you can message me on Instagram. And wonderful, happy Christmases with your families. And yes, Happy New Year. Bye everyone.